Hey guys, I'm Nina Chantel with iHeartRadio nationwide, literally different cities. So, as we're doing how we've been doing through the pandemic, because there still is one, we're doing the Zoom thing because I'm talking to one of the superstars, one of the sexiest men that you've seen on your television, on your streaming services. And his name is Benjamin Hollingsworth, and he's a dear friend of mine. Ben, how are you?
So good. So good to see you. Oh my gosh. How long has it been? It's been like forever.
No, it's been like, okay, so here's like a little preface. So Ben and I have been friends and neighbors since he didn't even have three children. He and his wife only lived here, and we were neighbors and
hmm
we were fun neighbors. We'd be at the
hmm
pool.
Oh yeah.
We'd be hanging out. One thing you need to know about Ben, and I'm going to start with giving a private little inside thing about you, is that he could be a beekeeper. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Ben?
A beekeeper? Oh,
You were,
oh,
we were at the pool.
yeah. There's a lot of bees by our pool, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And there was one bee that was just on your toes, like on your feet. It would not leave. Do you remember this?
I do remember this, and I just stayed there. I didn't move a muscle. I was just like chilling with the bee.
And my thing, you guys, I freak. Okay. First of all, no rodents, no spiders, no bugs. I am not the camping kind. I am not the, so I'm sitting here and Ben is just chilling. Like the bee is on his foot. And I'm just like, can you please move? He's like, no, you're not supposed to move. And he's all calm. Why was
Yeah,
it
they
that we're
pick
not
up on your
supposed?
vibes. They pick up on your vibes. You gotta like vibe with them, and then they're cool. It's when you get all like, oh, that they are like, oh, and then they start stinging you. You know?
Ben, it was like a strong 5 minutes. It wasn't even 60 seconds or anything like that. I have video.
Yeah.
I still have video in my phone gallery of that day because I think I was talking people through it on social media.
I
Ben,
think it
so
helped. I had a drink in my hand at the time. I think that like,
so okay, so we've known each other since the point that you did not have even any children, just your
hmm
beautiful wife, Neela. How is she
yeah.
doing?
Oh, she's amazing. 3 kids later, she's still such a hero. She does all the heavy lifting with the kids, and it's. I'm so lucky to have her. Honestly, I wouldn't know what to do. Wouldn't even get through one day with 3 kids alone. I don't know how she does it.
Well, another thing, if you guys haven't seen Ben's like social media and like his personal photos, his first son, little Hemingway, I remember,
hmm
he dressed like his daddy with hats, like fedoras and like the cute little trendy bow ties. So you're
Right.
already like teaching them how to be the prestigious little men that they are, and your
He
daughter,
had
the
such
beautiful little princess.
he had such good style. I gotta say, like, it's regressed with every kid. Like, as much as I'd like to say they're all very stylish, we by the time we've gotten to Juniper, it's such chaos in our house. If if they've got all their clothes on, we're going out the door. There's no personal stylist anymore. But Hemingway was a boss when it came to wearing hats. He wore them. He loved wearing them. He kind of like had a bit of a tude too when he wore a hat. He was very like
He's a
into
little
character.
man.
He's a little
Yes,
man, yeah, and
he
he still
really
is. He's a
is.
sweetheart. Yeah.
Well, and you, beyond the fact that, you're now, where are we talking to you anyway? I love your background because, it's a thing. You got to have like a good Zoom background. Like you're
Right.
proper.
Yeah. I'm up in Vancouver right now. We are I'm like in between one project, about to start another project. And so yeah, we're renting this house up in Vancouver. Beautiful Vancouver. It's unbelievably beautiful here.
I've never been to Canada, period, and I want to go so bad.
Well, you got to come to Vancouver. It's it's kind of like the LA of Canada, but it's green, like covered in
That's
rainforest trees and
beautiful.
Virgin River. A lot of Virgin River is shot there. Like we shoot up here, and so the rivers and the mountains and the all that picturesque beauty you see on the show. That's all up here.
So you play Brady, the bad boy, the sexy bad boy. And sometimes I feel bad saying that about my friend Ben. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I love your wife, but let's be honest, you're sexy. And so I can say that about my friend who's a gentleman as well. And that being said, so have you always been like, first of all, are you a roughing it kind of like hiker? Like, so do you take advantage of that environment that you just described to us in Vancouver?
Yeah, you know what? I do a lot of hikes, and actually over the pandemic, we were up here. We're kind of between seasons, and we stayed because things were just getting crazy, and so we just went on hikes nonstop, which was the only way I kept in shape between season 2 and 3. I like had my toddlers over each shoulder.
Wow.
It was like my substitute for a gym. I just
Yeah, because there were no
basically lifted them.
gyms.
No, there was nothing. I mean, and I got a call from the showrunner, and she was like, our showrunner Sue Tenney, who's awesome. She was like, "So this season, you're going to be taking your shirt off a lot more." And I was like, like everyone else, wearing sweatpants and eating ice cream because it's the pandemic. And I was
Was that
like,
your
"Oh,
go-to
that's
food, by the way?
yeah, of ice cream. Don't leave me alone in a room with a tub of ice cream, or it'll be
Okay.
gone."
Anyway, okay,
Um,
so you're like eating your ice cream, you're wearing these
yes,
sweatpants,
and then
you're hanging
immediately
out with the
drop the
family.
spoon, drop the spoon, and take off the sweatpants and start. It was instant. I think I had like 4 weeks to get into shape,
No
and
way. That's a lot of
yeah,
pressure. You
yeah.
know,
It's
it makes
few
me
people
mad
watch
that
the show,
men,
so
you men get to stop eating just that one tub of ice cream a week and now you're back
right,
to flat stomach. And that pisses me
right.
off as a woman, just so you know.
Yeah, yeah. It gets a little harder every year, but yeah, we are fortunate. I'm fortunate enough to have like a wonderful mountains to climb in, and just have the ability to go out, and because I know some people were just cramped in cities, and they weren't able to kind of get out there. And
Yeah.
we were lucky, we were in Vancouver, so we were able to get
No, it's
get into the
really
wild.
true. It's really true that
Mhm.
people, you tend to feel blessed, that like for me, being able to work from home, doing my radio shows, if I lived on a busy street and cars and all of that, I mean, of course it's LA, so you're going to hear helicopters and things, but
Yeah,
you get to
yeah,
pause, but
yeah,
the fact is a lot of people aren't able to work from home because the audio wasn't okay, or
yeah.
you don't get the space to go outside, and you got to think about your blessings. And mental health was a real thing with people not being able to go outdoors or
Yeah.
be able to talk to somebody, because like we have technology, Zoom, we can see each other's faces. Some people didn't have those blessings of having computers and whatnot.
A hundred
Were you
percent. It was so different for everyone. Everyone's experience was so, like there was just pluses and minuses with everyone. I mean, with us, we had so many. We have like two toddlers and a newborn, so we weren't going anywhere. Even if there was a pandemic, we're basically stuck at home. But
you had your
in
baby
saying
girl
that,
during the pandemic?
yeah, yeah, right in the
Was the
middle of
family
it,
able to
October.
meet the baby through the Zoom?
Like through the Zoom and like from a distance, and yeah, it was just so strange. I was the only one allowed in the room, and there was a time when they weren't even letting fathers in the room, and so luckily I was able to
Jeez.
be there. And I was in the middle of shooting season 3. Netflix gave me some time off work, which was awesome. And but yeah, it was crazy. And having said, like, it was so nice having the kids there because we weren't ever lonely. If anything, it was the opposite. We were a little too a little too
Really?
much time with the kids.
Really? So
Well,
that was a thing.
yeah, it's a thing for sure. The preschools and everything shut down, and yeah, one day I'll have to upload like a minute in the life of looking after toddlers nonstop because it's a lot of noise. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I put in the earbud. You listen to some music, some iHeartRadio in the ear,
There you
where,
go. Boom, little
where,
plug. That's right.
right, right, to just kind of lessen it a little bit. Yeah.
Now, so Brady, the character that you play, you were born for that role, by the way, because you're a
Thank
boss,
you.
and you play that well, and you're like the hot guy that's like the bad boy that walks in. It's very mysterious. You like to do your own stunts.
Yeah, I love doing them. And I feel like this is a bit of a cliche. Actors always wanting to do their own stunts. But for me, I'm a very physical guy. I love, I play a ton of sports, and I love when I can get in with a stunt director and we can work out something that feels authentic, and I can do as much of it as possible because I love stunt doubles and they're awesome, and they really are pros at what they do, but they're not the character. So, I feel like just like a character walks differently than someone else, a character fights differently than someone else. Each character would have their own, fighting style, for example. And when you can do it yourself, you're kind of bringing that element to it, and you're choreographing the fights with the stunt director, and you're in there taking the blows and throwing the punches how you like. And I mean, for
So
me,
that
that was so much fun.
that's what I was getting at. You did all of those. So when you were fighting that cop guy that was one of the Marines,
Yeah.
who, by the way, I don't know how I feel about him anymore, because no, you
Right.
didn't. Like, I feel like you're
Right.
planning something on my
Uh-huh.
boy Brady right now.
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
when you fought in the bar and the table collapsed, that was for real?
Yeah, that's 100%. We
Did that
walked it
hurt?
through a bunch of times. You know what? We do have pads, so we were able to, like,
Oh,
there's like sneaky pads we put in places. So, because we do it like 10, 15 times. So it's not like you're just doing it the one time. We're doing it multiple times, and after the 10th time, you'll feel it the next day. But I
Ben,
love it.
do you,
I think it adds something to it.
okay, but keep it real. Like, do you guys get so in character that like times number seven, you're like, dude, really? And do you like really get actually angry with that person? And then it feels like a for real fight. And then there's a little bit of beef.
Right. There's been moments where you're like, hey dude, and then you kind of go back at them for a bit, so it gets a little real there. Of course, that's inevitable. But I work with pros, and they're so good at what they do, that and nice guys. But sometimes you do it just for fun, like you give them a little,
A little
little
extra.
little twist here, and a little extra little nudge there, and just to get them going.
If you were to pick one of the other co-stars, because like you said, you guys are all professionals, that you've become actually the closest to in the cast, because I'm sure you've all probably become very close. I mean, it's a very
Right.
tight knit cast, and you guys are
Yeah.
all. But if there was one person that you feel that you've become really good friends with off that cast, who would it be?
This is going to surprise people because of our on-screen relationship, but it's Preacher. Yeah, Preach and
I
I
can
are
see that.
buddies. Yeah, we are. We go to hockey games together up here, and the other day we ran into each other at Costco. It's
I saw
like
that on your
the most,
Instagram.
right? Isn't that hilarious? I
I
was
was
like,
like,
wait, is that?
preacher.
Yeah, I know. The chances of that just blew my mind. And then we had to get out of there because it was getting a little crazy.
Yeah. So like,
But
do women like run up to you and they're like, oh my God, oh my God? Or do they like, okay, like some people, let's just be honest, they're like Muriel in Virgin
right,
River, and they don't
yeah,
care that you're taken and that there's a ring on that finger, and they just
right,
want to see if they can get that.
yeah,
You get that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it depends on the crowd. Like the other day, like Costco crowds can be a little try. That's when you put on a mask, even if you're just totally on your own, because you kind of
It does cover you
um
up.
it covers you up a little bit. But the other day I was running track around a soccer field, and I should have known, soccer moms. But one of them literally ran out in front of me, and I was pushing my daughter in the running stroller, and stops me mid-run, and it's like, "You're Brady from Virgin River. Can I have a picture?" And I'm like sweating, and like I'm ruining my pace because I'm like,
Oh, dang.
like,
And you don't
lady.
want to be
But of course, I
rude.
stopped and did it. No, you do it,
Yeah.
and I'm always grateful when people come up to me. I just didn't want to run her over with the stroller.
You're like, oh, geez. Now,
Yeah.
does your wife, and she's gorgeous, by the way. If you guys have never seen his wife, like exactly what you would think Benjamin Hollingsworth should have by his side. That beautiful, and she's beautiful inside and out. I can attest to that.
Yeah, I'm a
But
lucky guy in terms of Neil issues.
you know what? And if I may, if I was to compare, okay, you know what? You go first. If you were going to compare your relationship with your real life wife, Neela,
Mhm.
who would you compare that relationship with as a couple in Virgin River? I already have my answer in my
Oh,
head.
oh, gosh, I feel like we're almost a little more like in sync than Mel and Jack, but maybe Mel and Jack for the kind of, we still keep things steamy. I don't. She's gonna get mad if I say this on but like there's still a little steam left in
Well,
the
why would she get
little.
mad? You, of course, you want that steam.
Right.
That's
Yeah. So
important.
yeah. So I'd say maybe Mel and Jack's like sex life
Okay.
with Hope and Doc's kind of
Understanding.
commitment. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's the mashup.
Okay,
What would
well,
you say?
I'm gonna add to your mashup, and I'm gonna go because I know you guys. I'm gonna go Lily and Buck for their love story
Oh
that never
yeah.
died.
Oh
That we don't
yeah.
know Buck, but we know their love
Right.
story,
Oh,
and
that's
we
so good.
also know that all the ladies discuss the love story.
Hmm.
So every woman talks with her girls about their relationship, and I'm
Right.
sure that Neela's friends are quite jealous of your love relationship, especially
Oh
her
man.
hot husband, who obviously you just said you keep it right, like Mel and Jack. So that's good.
Right.
But would you add
Yeah.
that into the mix?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm honestly, I'm the luckiest guy. She's every day I wake up and I kind of do a
Oh,
pinch because she's just so,
so
you, like you said, inside and out,
you just gained extra women just by saying that altogether. Like, oh my God, he's like hot and he's sweet in person too. It's like a thing. Now,
uh,
your character Brady and Virgin River now has a relationship in season 3. Well, we don't know cliffhanger, the way it
mhm.
ended. We're not quite sure. But do you feel that the real Benjamin had to get really extra in character to be able to say, I'm going to betray my brother in the Marines and get with somebody behind their back. Has anybody done anything to you in your life, in your past, where you got in character based off of thinking about your life experiences?
You know what? I mean, that's such a great question. Have had I've had buddies that like had kind of moved in after, you know what I mean? Like I dated a girl and then moved on from a girl, and then like, oh, okay, you're with her now, that kind of thing. But as far as a buddy's sister, because that's kind of the Virgin River
Well, it
aspect
could
of
just be
it.
betrayal altogether.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I have had some of that, and I think Brady was pretty ballsy to go out there and kind of pursue Bree, Jack's sister, in the middle of him just, you know, Jack at that point just hates Brady and thought he was trying to kill him. So yeah, ballsy. And so I think for me with that, it was just kind of like that that kind of edgy thing of Brady kind of just living for himself, and that comes with its benefits and its drawbacks, obviously.
We have girl code. So is a bro code a real thing? I mean, because that would bother, I don't know if that would, bother guys as much as women, but I would just be like, this is not okay that you dated one of my exes.
Yeah, there's totally a bro code. It
Yeah.
usually ends with a fight, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not a stage one like we have on set, but um well, maybe it does. We'll have to see if we get a season 4. I think Jack and Brady have some reckoning to do. There's definitely a scene that needs to take place between the two of them to settle the score.
So season 4, are we like, we're still on if,
I
or,
think we're still on if. I can't say. I can't.
Okay.
I'll say, this is what I'll say. It's like getting sunshine in California, but in January. So it's
Okay.
likely, but there's
Okay.
also maybe there's always the chance of maybe one little random shower on
Okay.
Oscar night or something.
Did you shoot Jack?
No, no, come on, Brady can't shoot Jack. And I get
I'm like, I would hope not.
no, and I honestly, I've heard one thing and I thought I knew, and then now I'm hearing other things about it. And so if we get a season 4, I do believe we will find out who shot Jack. But personally, I don't think it's Brady. I think you see him with Bree and you see he has a heart. He has like morals. He
Yeah.
has, he's a living, breathing human. And I think he's also too smart. If he did do it and he was some sort of psychotic killer, he wouldn't have put the gun in his car. I mean, that
Yeah, I
just
mean, I
seems
feel like
right.
I feel like Brady, you were definitely set up by the dude that came and was like, "Huh,
Right.
you don't have an alibi," kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Um, Also, I just want to put it out there. I'm not a fan of Charmaine. I'm very much upset with her.
Right.
Very
Yeah. You
much
know
upset
what?
with her.
And this is the unfortunate thing. Lauren, who plays Charmaine, is such a sweetheart. She's such a great girl. But yeah, it is maybe the most difficult character in Virgin River to like, because she's just at every corner. You're like, really,
Yeah.
Charmaine?
Yeah.
Really?
But Ben, isn't it true that they say you're a good actor if you actually have the audience very mad at you? That means that you did
Right.
well, right? Is that a thing?
Absolutely.
Is that true?
Absolutely. I mean, I think for the first couple of seasons, people were very mad at Brady. You know,
Yeah.
he was making bad decisions and he was very much on people's do not like list. And I think that was so fortunate that I got to have that story arc in season 3 of like romance, and you get a little more redemptive story arc where you get to see the Brady's not just what you thought he was. But I don't know if Charmaine will be so lucky.
Well, I love that you, like I said, I feel like you were, the casting here was perfect. I feel like you definitely were meant to play that role. Seeing you on Code Black, every time I see you play a different role, I don't see my friend Ben. So I like
Right.
that because that
Yeah.
means that, wow, you're really, really good. In Code Black, you played a whole different character, although you're still the sexy doctor and all of that,
Right.
you know? Um,
Yeah.
the shift of just how many superstars that you played alongside, you know, Marcia Gay Harden, you know, it was just an amazing cast. Was that a heartbreaking point for you when Code Black came to an end? And then how did you feel when you got your next role? Was it just like, oh my gosh,
Right.
like, how does that go when you're heartbroken and then you get the next thing?
Well, that's the thing about this business is it's so unpredictable. In one moment you're up here, and then the next moment you're just like feel like you're at the bottom of the heap. Entourage really did such a great job of depicting that. Like one moment you're at the top, and then the next minute you're at the bottom. And so, but it's all relative. And just as quickly as it swings down, it swings back up. And yeah, I love that show. I mean, Rob Lowe, Marcia Gay Harden, Louis Guzman, like my boy Harry Ford, who we had such a fun relationship on the show. It was such a great group of people. You know, CBS was a great network for it, but we were an ABC CBS kind of co-pro, and I think that that age of dual studios doing one show is kind of dying, and so we were kind of a product of that. And then I got the call for Virgin River, and I had never heard of it before. And I was like, okay, what's this? And I saw the books and was listening to the Audible book, and the book is way more explicit. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't believe if you listen to the book or read the book, they go into some detail about the
Okay.
sex. Like it's I'm like,
Really?
whoa, hello, like whoa.
I'm gonna have to pick up these books
Like,
and see what these are
whoa.
about. Wow,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. There's a little plug for Robin Carr and her books, but there's a lot of steam there. So when I found out Netflix was doing it, I'm like, well, I mean, can Netflix do any wrong? And especially with this. And then I sat down and I talked with Sue Tenney, who's the showrunner, and she kind of told me what was in store for Brady and the like long arc of things. And I was like, oh yeah, sign me up. This is going to be great. And I love the fact that it's shot in Canada because I'm originally Canadian, and so a chance to see some family up here and have some time. Vancouver is such a nice contrast to LA, and they complement each other so well. So yeah, I'm fortunate, very fortunate.
Well, as you were kind of giving the point about how it's almost like a pendulum, like you go down and then you come right back up, it seems like you're on that high point. Thank God the blessings are
Yeah,
there because
right.
you are now starring in a new series on Paramount,
Yes.
Joe Pickett. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I want to, this was, and I think I can, say definitively, this is my favorite character to play to date. It's so far from who I am and so far from, what I normally look like. Like I've got my teeth all stained tobacco and my long goatee, and I speak with a
No
deep
way.
Southern Mississippi drawl and accent, and I have got long hair, and I gained 20 pounds for the role. And I play this like
Whoa.
poacher. It's a very, very different thing, and I really can't wait for people to see it. Yeah, it's a definite departure for me.
What are you thinking? When are we going to probably see this? Have you finished? Can you say? I don't know if you can say. Did you wrap
Yeah,
already? Okay.
yeah. So I'm done. I'm finished my section of the show. They have a few more episodes to go, and then they'll be finished. So I'm thinking sometime later this year, maybe American Thanksgiving. if all goes well. But yeah, nothing official yet, but it should be near the end of the year.
Wow. So you had to
Yeah.
gain that weight and then still like take your shirt
Right.
off in Virgin River? Does
Right.
that
It was
mess
like
with
a
you?
repeat, right? No, it was a total repeat. I mean, I totally had to do I mean, it just turned out it was still the pandemic. So I was like,
Oh,
I'll just go back
wow.
to my eating the ice cream. But it was a little bit different. I had to gain muscle, so it was like eating the ice cream, but then going to the gym and then eating more food and then going to the gym. So that was like a little bit different thing. But then getting it off, it was difficult, just running and running and running and running and running because it's heavy muscle and it was
That's what
really
I was gonna
tough to
say.
kind
That's
of.
so
Yeah,
challenging.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
this new role is something different. We've never seen Ben look
No,
like. Okay.
no,
All right.
no. I'll upload a photo when I can. I can't do it yet until Paramount clears me to do it. But you guys won't believe it. Like when you see me, you're gonna be like, oh no, what happened? But
What's on your
yeah, I
playlist when
mean,
you're working out and doing all these things? Like to get like you need to be,
gosh.
because you're eating, you're chilling, and then now it's time like go hard. What are we listening to? What's our go-to?
I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm a big Drake guy. Like, I
Oh,
can't
okay.
just get enough of it. But also, like, um, I hate to admit this, but Lizzo, like, I'm a Lizzo
Really?
guy.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
it's so funny because I feel like sometimes you kick it and you just need someone to be like a little bit of like um, carefree kind of fun music because I get really, really intense in my workouts. And sometimes I just need like, hey, relax, buddy. It's, like kind of lightheartedness. So
I
I do
have
like some Lizzo.
two favorite songs right now. I don't, you can give yours. I'll give you mine.
Right.
Marshmallow and the Jonas Brothers, Leave Before You Love Me.
Oh my God.
That is my ish. And
Right.
Ed Sheeran, Bad Habits.
Oh, Bad Habits is insane. It's,
And The Weekend, I can't wait for his new music. It's coming out. We've gotten some teases on Take My Breath, but I love The Weekend, like Save Your Tears.
I love The Weekend. Uh,
Yeah.
Again, Canadian and just super, super talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Khalid, I mean, of course, is
Okay.
so good. Leon Bridges, Motorbike, that
Okay.
song. Yeah,
I
I'm actually gonna.
interviewed Leon. I'm a very big fan. He did one of our iHeartRadio at our theater in LA. He did a performance, an intimate one, and this was right before the Grammys. And I'm impressed by Leon Bridges.
Yeah, I think he's gonna explode. Actually, I think he's big now, but I think he's got some heat coming.
All right,
Um, yeah,
romance. All right, you and
yeah.
Neela are having like a hot date night, right? You want to be
Hmm.
romantic.
Hot date night, romance. You know what?
You can go anywhere with
There's
this. You can
there's two
go
things.
any
There's two
genre.
things you need. You gotta have um you've got to have, and I'll tell you why after. You've got to have those light up candles that aren't actual candles, and I'll tell you why after. And because then you've got to have the massage oil, and this is why, and they'll tell you.
Okay,
So
let's go, Ben.
okay, right? Yeah, yeah. So and my Neela can attest to this. One of my talents is I've got big hands and they're good at massaging. She knows
I
this.
didn't know where you were
There's
going with that,
nothing.
Ben, but okay, go ahead.
Massaging,
Okay, okay,
massaging.
okay.
Come on, get your mind out of the gutter.
Hey, I didn't say
Uh,
anything. I was just saying. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. Um, and so if a good night for us is like chill music, throw some a good iHeartRadio playlist in there, and
Yay.
then and this is why you need those electric ones or the little battery powered ones, is because after the massage and something else,
Uh-huh.
you I'm exhausted. I don't have time to go blow out
Go blow everything
candles.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get the little ones, the remote, and boom, and you're done. And then you don't have to wake up to a fire. There's no fire.
That's what, just like that scene with the
Right?
Doc
Exactly.
and Hope.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The cautionary tale. Yeah, don't burn down your cabin, people. Get the
Well,
electric
Ben, you are
candles.
hilarious. Thank you for like just taking this much time because I'm sure
Yeah, of
that
course.
I'm sure you're doing me a favor by giving me that much time because you're a busy man and usually they're like rap, rap, rap. So thank
Rap,
you
rap, rap.
for
Yeah,
taking some of this
of
time.
course. Nina, so good
Is
to see you and catch
You
up.
too, you too. And is there anything else that I'm missing? Because I want to make sure that I highlight my friend to the fullest. We've got that Paramount project, Joe Pickett, coming out. You'll be,
Yeah.
letting us know in the future. In fact, when you do upload that photo, can you give us your social media so that, people that
Yes.
don't know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's easy, Hollingsworth, and then just the letter B. So at Hollingsworth B. And that's the
Okay.
same across Twitter and Instagram. It's all the same. So,
Okay.
and
And
I'm
then, so
very
we've got
active.
that.
Yeah. We got
And
that.
then season 4, Virgin River. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And
Sunshine in California.
yeah, yep, yep. And anything else that you want to add?
Um, no, I mean, I'm just very, very, very grateful that the fans have really taken to the show, and that, we hit number one for 3 weeks on US
Yes,
on
I meant to
Netflix. And
say that. That's
yeah,
huge.
yeah. No, it's blown our minds, actually. It's humbling because it's so, there's so much content on Netflix. I mean, you can watch anything, and to be number one is just, it's nuts, even for a day. And the fact that we went for 3 weeks is crazy. So I'm just very, very grateful for the fans out there. They're all awesome. And honestly, I love getting stopped and people saying they love the show. So I
Well, you're
want
just a
people to be
sweet
very
person.
clear. Yeah, yeah.
I'm so glad that things Ben is being exposed in a fashion where he already was a badass actor and a great man and a great husband and father and a great friend and a great cook. Because I remember you and Neela used to do the
Yes,
cooking where you get the boxes
yes.
delivered to you guys with
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
veggies and whatnot.
That's right. We still do
Um,
that. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm glad that people are starting to see that you can play whatever role and you
yeah,
get nothing but a good person on set, not a diva who's an a-hole and doesn't want to do this or that. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just so, so happy for you, Ben. If there's anything I can ever do in the future, I will always be here for you and be your
Oh,
cheerleader. Definitely.
thanks, Nina. Much love. So great chatting, and
Much love to
drinks,
you.
right? Drinks in the
Drinks.
future. Yes.
And I don't know, if you guys have an extra bedroom and I could come to Vancouver one time. I'd love
Yes,
to meet the
yes,
next two kids.
yes,
I know Hemingway. I don't know the other two. And I'd love
yes.
to see you
Gatsby
and
and
your wife
Juniper.
and visit,
Yeah, I
Vancouver.
know. We have to. You let us know if there's a gap in the schedule anywhere. We'll have you up here for sure.
I'll just bring my microphone and everything in the luggage and I'll do my shows from
Great,
your house. Oh no,
perfect.
we've
You
got
can use my
toddlers.
little Zoom section.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true, but we've got toddlers
it's
with the radio sound.
yes, yes, yeah. No, that might not work.
Well, Ben, I can't wait. Please share with
Yeah,
me when you're ready to put things out and
yes,
let people know what's going to happen. And I will share the word and spread the word. And we just appreciate you. And we miss you in our building. We won't say where we live, but we miss you.
yes. Miss you too, Nina. We'll talk soon, huh?
All right. Bye. Good luck.
Bye bye.